one devotee was telling me that there's a situation that some new people were coming to a Bhagavad Gita, regular Bhagavad Gita reading, and they were told that, you should really simplify your material, and you don't really need many material things, and you should focus on your spiritual life, which is, of course, a good instruction. It was such a good instruction that they never came back again. The point is, just because it's true doesn't mean it's the right instruction. Just because it's true doesn't mean it's good. And the other point is that everybody needs a certain amount of comfort, and all our needs are different. And Prabhupada's point was that if you develop bhakti, you develop renunciation. So the main thing is get people to do bhakti. Don't worry about the renunciation, because the renunciation will naturally develop as a byproduct. And if we're going to have a movement that's widely successful and we only focus on very high levels of renunciation, especially with people coming in the beginning, we're not going to have much of a movement. And the other interesting thing is, even when we make people devotees, we see that they can't maintain high levels of renunciation through certain aspects of their life, especially when they're a little older, they get married, they have kids. That's the time of your life when you expand your material life. So even those devotees who were austere in the beginning, often when they're older, they find they need things that they didn't have. They need certain comforts and so forth. So we're not worried about that, because we know the process works, and we know the holy name is powerful. And we know that if someone executes Krishna consciousness throughout their life, naturally, as they advance at a certain stage and kind of work through their material desires, exhaust them, so to speak, they're naturally going to renounce. So renunciation, it doesn't really happen, really when you understand how renunciation happens, it doesn't happen so much by being told you should give up something. It happens by experiencing Krishna consciousness and you naturally giving it up. So I have observed, and I'm convinced that one of the ways we're losing out in our preaching is we're building a house in which the whole world can't live. And if you build a house in which the whole world can't live, you're not going to spread Krishna consciousness very broadly. You're going to make it just only available to a very small group of specialized brahmanical renunciates. And everybody else is just going to be alienated from it. So we have to be able to make a place for everyone according to whatever level they're on, according to their ability to practice Krishna consciousness, and encourage them on that level, because if they stay year after year after year executing Krishna consciousness, it's going to get better. But if they don't stay, obviously, it can't get better. So it's not a big issue if they need certain things, or if they can't follow every principle. At least if they're chanting a little bit and associating with devotees, then gradually they're going to make advancement. So we have to be able to accept where people are at. And if we try and push everybody into this very brahmanical center, it doesn't make sense, because so many of the people we pushed into the center have shot out of the center because they're not Brahmins. They can't live that way. And we're trying to push them to become Brahmins as soon as possible. And some people may never be Brahmins, and some may be Brahmanical maybe when they're older, and they can be more renounced, and they can't do it now. So to have a very specialized goal for everybody is kind of like putting everyone in one place, but they don't all fit because we're all different. So that's how we'll spread Krishna consciousness. We'll adapt it and adjust it to where people are at. We'll let them find their way and hopefully encourage them to stay on the path no matter where they're at, no matter how difficult or easy it is, or how much advancement they're making or not. Just stay on the path, and gradually, if they stay on the path, they have to become Krishna conscious at some point. It's just, the holy name is that powerful. So if we have faith in the holy name and we encourage people to chant, we should have faith that it's okay if they can't follow everything right away. We want them to, but we can't force it. It's going to happen naturally as they become more Krishna conscious.